Good morning, friends. How's everyone? It's Miss Monica, and I miss everyone. I can't wait until we can see each other again in the classroom, hopefully real soon. But today I wanted to send this little video because we're talking about the letter U this week. And the word underground starts with the letter U. And underground, there's bugs and seeds that are planted that start getting roots in the ground. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We have this fun little craft that you can do at home for the letter U. And U is for underground, and it has all these little bugs you can color, and you can cut the top, make it look like grass. Okay, so you can do this fun little activity at home. But first I wanted to show you my plant that I have on my deck. And we planted some seeds, and now look, they're starting to grow into little plants. And I also wanted to show you this. So this is like a seed, and you can see some of the roots that are growing. See how they can go really deep into the soil, and then what's growing up on top of it? It's starting to grow a plant. So that's kind of cool. So I wanted to show you that. And I also have this that talks about seeds, okay? So it says seeds are planted by people or are scattered by wind, water, and animals. So the seeds go into the ground. A hard outer shell or seed coat splits and a plant will sprout. So that's what we just saw, where we have the seeds starting to grow some roots, and then the plant starts to grow up out of the ground. Roots, stems, and leaves begin to develop. So it'll start to grow some leaves, just like this is starting to grow some pretty little leaves. And then flowers will bloom on the plant, and that's where you can see beautiful colors of flowers. Seeds form on the plant, and then it starts all over again. The seeds will fall and go back into the ground, and it'll start all over again, start to grow new plants. And now that we're in the season of spring, we started spring, we're going to see all kinds of green and flowers start to bloom everywhere you see. All right, so now I want to talk about this book called Underground. So let's see what happens under the ground. Plants and animals live in many different places. One of these places is under the ground. So we have a little animal that's living in there. That's cool. Underground, it is dark and cool. Plants grow above the ground, and their roots grow under the ground. So what we see with our eyes is we see all the trees, all the plants, all the beautiful flowering colors. We can see that above the ground, but what's happening under the ground? Can you see that? The roots, they grow deep under the ground. Roots sometimes provide food for small animals. A few animals even make their homes in or near the roots. Many underground animal homes are in holes called burrows. Tunnels lead to and from the burrows. Some of the tunnels lead to the surface. Now, what is this animal friend that lives under the ground? He's black and white, and sometimes he can be a little smelly. That's called a skunk. Animals live underground for protection. It is easy to hide in these underground homes. So they use those areas so they can hide from bigger animals. Underground is also a safe place to have their babies. Some animals make nests under the ground. They bring grass and leaves from above the ground to line their nests. Now this little squirrel, what does he have here? He's got his little nuts that he's collected so he can eat, and he keeps them safe right in there, under the ground. Rabbits make their homes underground, and so do prairie dogs, gophers, and mice. Worms also live underground. They eat the soil as they move through it. Worms help keep the soil loose. So I know you've seen worms probably in your backyard. We've seen worms, a few worms outside our classroom door, right? When we look out our window, we can see some of them. Even one got in our classroom one time, remember? We had to put it back outside. Ants live underground too. They live in large groups called colonies. Like worms, ants Tunnel through the soil. Underground is a hidden world filled with animal life. Living there is very different from living above the ground. It is a special place. So see, lots of bugs and animals live under there, underground, that we don't even know. All right, and this second book that I want to read is called Underground. And this is written by Denise Fleming. All right. Says low down. So this bird is up high and he's looking down low. See a little bunny? Way down. Underground. What's he eating? He's getting a worm. See the character growing under the ground? And what we see are the leaves. Creatures dig and run around. Past highways and byways. Squirmways and wormways. Digging furrows and burrows. What do you see in this picture? I see some eggs. This turtle laying its eggs in the ground. Round roots and bones. Rocks and stones. Funneling, tunneling. Working their way through sand and clay. The hose putting water in the ground. Their tree that they grew, that they planted. Low down, way down. Underground. The end. These are all the animals that we saw in all the pictures. Alright friends, well I miss you all so much and I hope you like these books. And we'll see each other soon. Bye!